Hey, what's up everyone? You've seen the title of this video. I am going to talk about Shin Megami Tensei V today and a possibility of the game releasing on multiple platforms later down the line. Now, you guys saw it, I polled on my channel, do you think Shin Megami Tensei V will release on multiple systems or not? The results? Very interesting. Your comments, even more interesting. So today, I wanted to take a look at those for sure. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on any type of content. Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, Atlas, all that good stuff. Now, before I begin and before I jump into you guys' comments and what I think about this, let me give you guys a bit of context here. I have been keeping a close eye on Shin Megami Tensei V ever since its announcement in January of 2017. I have also been covering SMT V news since March of 2020 as a content creator, and because of that, I want to give you guys some context real quick. 1. We don't know what the deal between Nintendo and Atlas is. And second, it has never been explicitly said that the game cannot release on other systems than the Switch. We know that the game is an exclusive, but we don't know what type of exclusive. Console exclusive? Timed exclusive? We have no idea. So this is why I want to discuss this subject some more. As I mentioned, I have polled what you guys think before recording this video, and some of y'all comments are very interesting. For this video, I want to take a look at some of these comments and give my thoughts on them. If you didn't comment on the poll, please drop a comment on this video and let me know what you think. Will SMT V release on multiple systems in the future? I'd be really interested in hearing you guys' thoughts. The first thing that I want to talk about is some of y'all mentioned a Persona 5 comparison. And I have two comments that I highlighted here that I want to read. The first one being from Sabrock. Thank you for commenting, really appreciate it. And the comment goes like this. Was Persona 5, which was released 5 years ago and is Atlas's biggest success to this day, ported to other platforms? No. You have your answer. If they start porting P5 and P5R to other platforms, then we can think SMT 5 will be next. Till then, it's just wishful thinking. And the second comment on this situation comes from OC. Thanks for commenting. And the comment goes like this, probably not. If they haven't released Persona 5 after all this time, and that's one of the biggest hits of recent years, it would be pointless to do it for a niche game. Plus, it has been Nintendo exclusive for a while. Even if it turns out to be successful, I don't see Nintendo having it ported and lose income just for the sake of porting it. Now, I do have something to say on those two comments. Thank you all for commenting there. I gotta say that P5 comparison doesn't really mean much. Yes, the publisher is the same, being Atlas, but the deal between Sony and Atlas may be completely different than Nintendo's and Atlas. For example, it's just an example here, I'm speculating. Persona 5 could be a 2 years timed exclusive, while Shin Megami Tensei V could be a lifetime exclusive with no possibility of bringing it to other systems. That being said, I 100% get your comparison, and I do agree that if Persona 5 comes to other platforms, which I believe it will, it shows that Atlas either 1. Doesn't have a contract with Sony, or 2, they had a timed exclusivity deal, which may be the case with Shin Megami Tensei V and Nintendo as well. We don't know. The next comment that I want us to look at is from DMDOO or D00. Thank you for commenting, and the comment goes like this. Considering Nintendo has had a hand in this game and it's been advertised as exclusive to the Switch, seriously, how the hell did people miss this? Nope, not counting on it. And to this, I have this to say. Fair enough, but a timed exclusive can also be marketed as an exclusive. Let's look at a game like Yakuza 0. Yakuza 0 has a logo, console exclusive on the cover art of the game, but the game is now playable on PC and Xbox. Nothing tells us that it's not the same thing that's going to happen for Shin Megami Tensei V. Yes, it's being marketed as a Nintendo Switch exclusive, but in 5 years, is it still going to be an exclusive? We don't know. Again, we're just speculating. I get where you're coming from, but I don't think it's a definite no. We have no idea yet. Again, this is just a discussion. This is just speculation. The next comment is from Quinn McDonald. Thank you for commenting. And the comment goes like this. Knowing SMT 4 is still on the 3DS, probably not. I mean, 3DS games are hard to port to other systems. It may be as simple as that. We don't really know. Once again, you guys can see a tendency here, but it's gonna get interesting in just a bit. Let's keep going with the comments. I have 2 more comments that I want us to look at. This next one is super interesting. So this comment comes from Rohan Rodriguez. And it goes like this. If it's like 15 to 20 years down the line as a remaster or remake, then sure, but nowhere in the near future. Nintendo has been very adamant in calling SMT5 an exclusive, not timed exclusive or consoles exclusive, just exclusive. They didn't do that with Monster Hunter Rise either, even though it was a console exclusive or during the time period when we all thought Rise would just stay exclusive. So yeah, SMT5 is definitely staying with Nintendo, just like how Persona 5 is staying with PlayStation. And to this, I have this to say. You brought up an interesting point here. A game can be marketed as an exclusive simply and not being marketed as a console exclusive or timed exclusive. We do see that sometimes. Most of the time, I would say during Microsoft shows, we know that they like to put their games on Xbox and also PC for Microsoft. And whenever they show a new trailer for a game, they most of the time they say console exclusive because it's also coming on PC. But there's also certain games such as Monster Hunter Rise, which is a very good example, which was being marketed as an exclusive, just as he said here, Rohan said, just an exclusive. But due to the Capcom leaks, for those of you who don't know, Capcom got hacked and all their plans for multiple years down the line got leaked. And of course, it is an official leak. Those are official documents, and there's already a lot of things on that document that leaked that came out true. So it's fair to assume that Monster Hunter Rise will come to PC later down the line because it was on that leak. So even though it was marketed as an exclusive and not a console exclusive, it's still coming to PC down the line. So it could be the same situation for SMT5. Yes, you're completely right. Once again, they're marketing it as an exclusive and not a console exclusive. But who knows if it's going to release on PC in 2 or 3 years. We don't know that yet, so we don't know the deal. And the final comment that I want to look at here is from Afropunk, and it goes like this. If it does go multiplat, doubt it comes to anything other than PC. And to this, I have this to say. That is a solid point. This person didn't justify himself, but I agree and I will justify his point, or at least what I think he thinks. If the game gets ported to PlayStation, I feel like a PlayStation 5 is a direct competitor to the Switch, while a PC, not so much. I feel like it has a very different audience. I feel like porting the game to PlayStation 5 would be a bigger issue for 5 sales on the Switch than a PC release would be, especially if it's later down the line. And I feel like Monster Hunter Rise pretty much proves that. I mean, Monster Hunter Rise came out, I think it was in March of this year. And at that point, we already knew the leak and we already knew that it was going to release on Steam later down the line, and it's still a massive success. If we already knew that it was coming to PlayStation later down the line, I feel like it would have been a bit more problematic for the sales. It wouldn't flop, obviously, but it would have a bigger impact, in my opinion. This is just how I feel. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and if I am, please tell me in the comments here, so we're gonna have to discuss that. So, very interesting comments. Thank you all who commented on the poll and who voted here. I don't really have a specific opinion on the matter. I feel like some of y'all have some very good points on why SMT5 could get on other systems later down the line, and others have some very good arguments as to why it can't release on multiple systems down the line. Now, obviously, we've seen it with all those comments and my little analysis here. We cannot tell. We can't, because we don't know what the contract between Nintendo and Atlus is. Same thing for Persona 5. I'm a strong believer that P5 will release on other systems than the PS4 at some point, and the PS5, obviously. But we don't know what's the deal between Sony and Atlus. I think there's no deal, but when it comes to SMT5, I'm more in the camp of there's probably some type of deal. But what is this deal? I am not too sure, so we'll have to wait and see here and think here. But what we can do now for this video is discuss, would it make sense for Atlus to put the game on other systems? Now, if you've been following me for a while, you guys know I'm a big advocate of multi-platform releases. Creating video games is an art, and games in general are an art, and they're very nice products, very fun to experiment, and the people who create those games, they want as many people as possible to experiment their games. Not everyone has an Xbox, a PC, a PlayStation 5, and a Nintendo Switch. Some people have one console or 2 systems, one system and then a PC, so it's not possible for everyone to play all the games, and I feel like publishers should put their games on multiple platforms. That way their games releases on a larger install base. It may profit them. It will profit them, in my opinion. Now, of course, there's certain situations where a publisher gets a big old fat check from the console manufacturer to keep their game exclusive to a platform. But whenever a publisher puts their game on a single system and they don't get money for that, and they keep it that way, they don't put it to other systems, I feel like that's just a missed opportunity. Of course, if Atlus gets I don't know, I'm just gonna throw random numbers. I don't work in the industry. I have no idea what those deals are and how much money they're getting. But let's say if they're getting like $10 million from Nintendo because they keep Shin Megami Tensei V exclusive, that's dope. Good idea to keep it exclusive then, if that's worth it. If you think you can get more than $10 million by putting the game on PlayStation, you should do so. The worst possible situation though is definitely if they don't get any type of check or help from Nintendo and they keep the game on Nintendo only and they don't port it to other systems. I think that's completely dumb. You're missing on that large install base and you're not even getting any money from keeping it on this system. I think that's a problem. And that's exactly what I think is happening with PlayStation and Persona 5. You can believe me, guys, I've researched so much on the internet trying to find a type of deal or an interview of someone at Atlus saying that there's an exclusivity deal with Sony, but it has never been explicitly said. We don't know what the contract is. The only thing that we did see is an Atlus West community manager saying during an interview, I don't remember her name, I think it's a lady, but I don't remember the name. It's one of the community managers at Atlus West. She said in an interview, if you want Persona 5 on other systems such as the Switch, ask us for it. Why would a community manager say this if there's a contract? If there was an exclusive contract, they can't put P5 on other systems, she wouldn't have said that, because even if she tells us to port beg for P5, it would never happen because of a legal contract. So I firmly believe that there's no contract when it comes to P5 and PlayStation. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said that. Some of y'all may say, oh, but she made a mistake. If that's the case, why didn't they correct themselves afterwards? It has never been corrected. That's still up on the internet, and Atlus West and this particular community manager never addressed her comment. So again, we don't know what the contract is for Shin Megami Tensei V. Personally, I hope they put the game on multiple systems later down the line, especially PC. It just makes complete sense. And that's coming from someone whose favorite system is the Switch. I play my Switch 10 times more than my PlayStation 5. I sold my Xbox. I have no use for it. And I don't play on PC, so it's my favorite system, and I still want the game to be ported to other systems because I want more people to experience it and have fun with it. Now, this is all I had to say in terms of Shin Megami Tensei V and the possibility of the game releasing on other systems. I really do want to hear you guys' thoughts. Please let me know if you think the game's going to release on other systems later down the line, whether it's another console or PC. And please let me know why you think that way, because I think I explained some of my arguments here and some of my ideas, but you guys' ideas are always very constructive as well. So please drop a comment, and if you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up. It helps a ton. Again, if you're new, subscribe, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Massive shout out to RGG Studio for putting Kazuma Kiryu in Super Monkey Ball, by the way. I just had to say this. Thank you. Bye.